Okay, good morning. It's Carl here from Triple Helix. So we're here on our second vlog. Last week we were in Denver, Colorado for Lakeside Amusement Park. Today we're in Alton Towers, one of our favourite parks, but not the favourite. Our favourite park, of course, is Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's a baking hot day today. It's fantastic. Looks like it's going to be an absolute packed Alton Towers. We're here for two reasons, other than having fun, of course. One is to try out a new microphone because the sound was awful on the first vlog, and secondly to act as a reference point for the rides at Thorpe Park. We're going to make our first visit to Thorpe Park in 2 weeks' time, so we'll be comparing Rita with Stealth and Nemesis with Nemesis Inferno. So throughout the day I'll give an honest opinion on what we think of the various rides at Alton Towers, and wrap up and talk about Alton Towers in general at the end. See you later. So we're here in front of Jewel. Alton Towers Haunted House. It's quite a good ride this. They recently updated it. The closed season. Put an extra lick of paint, fixed a few things that weren't working inside, and updated the musical score. So it's a new score by IMA score. To me, I don't like it. It's not as good as the old one. That's controversial again, everyone each to their own opinion. But the ride certainly looks much better inside. There's still a few things not working, some targets not working. My personal opinion is they should do away with it, upgrade it, rip out the ride system, put something new up to date in there. Again, that will be controversial, some people will hate that idea, but it's looking very tight to me, it needs updating. Oblivion is the third B&M coaster at Alton Towers. It's a dive coaster, world's first vertical drop coaster in fact. It's still a good coaster, it's forceful, it's interesting. Unfortunately today the mist wasn't running, so you could see the bottom of the hole, and that took the shine off the ride for me. But it's still one of my favourite rides in this park. Of course, the best dive coaster that I've been on is Shikra at Busch Gardens Tampa, but Liseberg in Sweden is shortly going to open Valkyrie, which is another dive coaster that's got inversions, so that should be really good. Operations on Oblivion today seem really poor. The trains are stacked up three or four deep. I don't know what the problem is. So here's another coaster that divides opinion. You either love it or you hate it. I actually love it. I think until very recently this was my favourite coaster in the whole park, better than Nemesis. Why? Because I love inversions, and this packs a hell of a lot of coaster into a very small footprint. From the first Heartline roll to the Cobra rolls, corkscrews, vertical lift hills. It's a fantastic coaster, but these days it's just got a little bit too rough. But that's typical of Gerstlauer coasters. So we're over here in Dark Forest, my second favourite part of Alton Towers, beyond X Sector. And this part of the park is dominated by two Intamin coasters, 13 and Rita. We'll deal with 13 first. 13 replaced Corkscrew, which was a bit controversial for some. I know Big Mike's a big fan of Corkscrew, and so was I too. It was the ride that really made Alton Towers, that made the name for Alton Towers. It's a good ride, although it's obviously been superseded now. 13 for me is an interesting coaster. It's a nice concept. It was the world's first vertical free-fall drop coaster. It's well executed, but it just falls short for me. It's a little bit short again. The bit out in the woods, it doesn't have enough airtime, it's over trimmed, and it comes up short. Rita, on the other hand, is a really serious coaster. It's forceful, pulls 4.7 Gs, and the launch is the best launch I've been on so far. Now that raises the question of what's the best type of launch: LSM, hydraulic, which is what Rita's got, or propelled. The Incredible Hulk is a B&M coaster out at Islands of Adventure in the States. That's a propelled launch. For LSM, you've got the Mac coasters, Helix and Icon, and of those two, Helix is the winner for me. But then there's Taron, which is an Intamin hydraulic launch, which we haven't been on yet. Intamin LSM launch, sorry, which we haven't been on yet. And in 2 weeks' time we're going to go down to Thorpe Park and ride Stealth, which is another hydraulic launch like Rita, so we'll compare those two when we get down there. Operations have always been poor on Rita in recent years. Stop starts, down for maintenance quite a lot, which means the queues build up tremendously long. 13's a bit hit and miss as well. That tends to be when the weather's really bad. Today, of course, the weather's perfect. So for our last ride of the day, we've come on Sonic Spinner, or Spinball Whizzer as it's now known. It's one of our favourite rides of the park. It's a really nice little layout. It's a spinning coaster. I think the ride manufacturer is Mora Sone, if I've pronounced that correctly. But the layout's partially due to John Wardley, the great John Wardley. I've been on a few spinning coasters now. Cobra's Curse, a Mac ride, out at Busch Gardens, Tampa, and Primeval Whirl, which is a Disney ride. I'm not sure of the manufacturer, out at Animal Kingdom. But this is the best one of the three. I'm a big fan of spinning coasters, as I said, and of all the things I'd like to come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I know there's been some discussion on this on YouTube. I'd like a spinning coaster, a Mac spinning coaster, something like Cobra's Curse, but with a much more exciting layout, because for me Cobra's Curse comes short, the layout is far, far too short. Or even maybe a spinning coaster in the dark. Something along the lines of Space Invader or Black Hole. Black Hole, of course, used to be here at Alton Towers, but a spinning version. I personally don't think Blackpool will get a new wooden coaster in the near future. I think it's got enough wooden coasters, and it's not going to try and copy Alton Towers with Wickham out. My favourite part of this ride is the Immelman Loop. And the other thing I like about this ride is every ride's different. You're never quite sure what's going to happen. Depends on the load, weight distribution. So it's quite random. So we've had a really good day here at Alton Towers. It's turned 6:15 now, it's time to go. They've extended the park by an extra half an hour today, which is good. What's been good about it? Well, for me, someone once said on Scott's vlog from HM Coasters that it has a magical feel to this park. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I can see where she's coming from there. It's really well landscaped, almost as good as Liseberg, which is one of our favourite parks for landscaping, outside of the Disney complex, of course. It's got a good mix of coasters and not enough flat rides. That does let it down a little bit. The coasters are a mix. Some are a little bit gimmicky, if you don't mind me saying that, but it's got some really forceful ones and good, interesting ones, like the one we've just seen with Sonic Spinner. What does the park do bad? I hate to finish on a negative, but there's far too much queuing up for beverages and food. Now, one of the things they could do is introduce those Coca-Cola machines like they've got at Universal Studios, and they're starting to roll them out elsewhere, where you can just fill up a cup with a microchip in and you don't have to mess around queuing with everybody else for bags of sweets and things. That would cut down the queues tremendously, and you've got a lot more choice with drinks. They could introduce ticket machines. We saw those at Busch Gardens, for example, where you could get your tickets, your fast tracks, instead of creating massive queues in the box office. But another thing they could do to improve is in the gardens area. They could put some animals, some hoofed animals. That would make that more interesting, charge a bit more to enter that. That's a good suggestion. And maybe, I think, more than anything, this park needs a hyper coaster, but the height restrictions might prevent that. All in all, it's been a really good day. The weather's been superb, and it is a nice place to be on a hot day. So until next time, we'll close up the vlog here. The next time you see a vlog will be at Thorpe Park and Chesington World of Adventures. That vlog will appear in a couple of weeks, by which time, of course, I'm going to stick my neck out and say England will have won the World Cup, so it'll have come home rather than coming home. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next vlog.